Okay, levels. Levels are good. I couldn't care less about the levels, to be honest. They're gonna be whatever they're gonna be. Couldn't care less. Don't mistake that for me saying I could care less, because that seems to confuse a lot of people. They're like, I could care less. Like, who answers a question like that? If I ask you to count money for me, like you're my accountant or something, I don't want you to say, well, it could be less. You have $1. If I had a different accountant, I don't have an accountant, so I made that up. Okay, I made it up. I made the whole thing up. None of this is even real. There's no podcast. There's not even an internet. You're not a human being. You're a termite that fell asleep, and it hallucinated that it was a human being, and it lived an entire life as a human. As soon as you get bonked on the head, it's back to the walls at Old Man Johnson's house. Poor Old Man Johnson, man. He needs to get someone to come out there and look at, but he's so old, he doesn't even know the termites are there. That's really sad. That really sounds like a Pixar movie, and the termite is played by Billy Crystal. Termites coming to Disney Plus. Actually, that one's going to Disney Minus. And as far as how many shows they have on there, I mean, they could have less. Also, you know, you get this one human life, I guess, even if it's maybe illusory. Seems like you should do something other than listen to a podcast. So get out there, live your life, do something. Commit a corporate fraud or something. Just do something interesting. It's not about, you know, doing life correctly. You know, this is something that's creeping into, like, postmodern thought, where, like, everything is just like a box you have to check, and everything has to be correct and in order and accurate. And as soon as you do that, everything's gonna be great, which is the greatest lie ever told. It doesn't matter if it's quote-unquote correct. You're chasing the idea that, like, all the ducks have to be in a row for everything to work out. That just isn't how it works. I mean, case in point, all of the people who have their ducks in a row and they're still suffering. Why are they still suffering? Maybe there's something else to it other than just doing things the correct way. But I don't know. These are really good thoughts that you're having. I'm not having them because, again, a figment of your imagination. Well, we got a loaded show. We got there's somebody's on this. Try to get Trump on, but he's just he really wants to do the podcast, he said, but he's like, I gotta go to the Super Bowl for 30 minutes and then leave. What was with that? Like, no president has ever gone to a Super Bowl, but he did, and he's like, oh, now I see why this was not a thing. Can't blame him. I mean, it's fucking boring, and it wasn't a good game. Commercials weren't good. Anyway, that was Sports Corner. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can, if you just want to leave now, I know most people just tune in for Sports Corner. And then they just like, you know, again, they do a Trump. They just leave when they've heard enough. I'm gunning for like a nomination at the potties. What really is the podcast award show? What is it called? People's Choice Podcast Awards, so I guess that's the official one. Oh, there's a whole category called Best Male Hosted Podcast. Finally, our work can be recognized. The best male hosted podcast in 2024 was called ADHD Big Brother. I've never heard of any of these. What are these? Best podcast listening platform, Amazon Podcast. They knocked it out of the park. Last year. Give it up for Amazon. Second place, Apple Podcasts. Same. Pouring one out for old Steve Jobs, and I'm clapping also. I wonder how I'm doing all that with just two hands. Done this before. Anyway, my back is in a lot of pain because for reasons that are not that interesting to explain, I slept in a slowly deflating air mattress last night. And I knew it was going to deflate because I know there's a hole in it, but it was the only place to sleep. And so over the course of the night, I just became swallowed up in this thing that like feels like it's like alive, but in the process of dying. Like I feel like I'm like killing a wild animal. and it hurt my back. That's the old skeleton check. In lieu of sending x-rays, I'll just describe what it feels like. It feels like it hurts. You know the sensation of pain? I don't know if you've stumbled across it yet in your day-to-day dealings, but I would try to steer clear generally. On the other hand, though, I don't take like a lot of medication for anything anytime anything happens to me. I mean, I guess that can only go on for so long in one's life, but I feel like part of it is like I feel like I should suffer a little bit. It feels a little like childish to be like, I can't possibly tolerate even a moment of discomfort. I just kind of think, nah, I think you should just feel like shit for a little bit, just so you remember what feeling good feels like, because you forget it if it's all you feel. But, okay, I just thought of the next segment. The next segment is, hosted by our new intern. His name is Dorcas. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dorcas. Hey Dorcas, thanks for bringing your own mic from home, by the way.
Hi.
You don't have to be, nervous on the podcast. It's nobody listens to it, so you can just say whatever you want.
I created an Instagram for the podcast, by the way.
Oh, what's it called?
Cute kittens for sale. It was just the only way to get people to follow.
So how many followers do we have?
None.
Okay. They can probably report that to Instagram if somebody finds out you're lying about what the page is for.
There's no links to the podcast or anything like that. No pictures of you or anything related to the podcast.
Then what's the point of the Instagram? You're not even following it?
Oh, I don't have an Instagram.
You're not a good intern.
I'm actually 63 years old, so fuck you.
Look, you gotta just, I'm just asking you to, like, focus on the job. And I'm not gonna pay you anything.
Wait, that wasn't part of the deal. I thought I was getting paid.
Oh, are you talking about the dog biscuits?
The what?
The dog biscuits, we send, like, boxes and boxes of dog biscuits to your house. That's your payment.
What do you mean, why do you have so many dog biscuits?
Man, it's a long story. But I pretty much started this podcast just so I could give away the biscuits, because I have so fucking many. Also, they expired in, like, 2011, but dogs don't care.
You're not a good person.
Well, that might be true, but I make up for it by being a great boss, right?
No! I quit.
Look, you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying you're gonna get the next year's worth of dog biscuits. That was part of your contract.
I don't want your stale biscuits.
You say that as if you don't know how many times people have said that to me in my life and how hurtful it is to me that people don't just want to help me. This is a major problem. I have way too many dog biscuits and I don't have any dogs.
Yeah, I don't really give a fuck.
Wow, what's with the work ethic these days, He'll grow out of it, I'm sure. He's 63. 63 is the new 36, That's how it works. If you switch the numbers, you can be that age. Don't get numbers involved. It just gets you down. Anytime you think about a number, you think, it's fine, but it could be less. Could always be less. When it comes to numbers, the numbers just keep going down. You get negative, go even deeper. Then you get to double negative. There are actually occult mathematicians that are trying to find the lowest number possible. Evil mathematicians. They have to be stopped. Okay, the podcast phone line is lighting up. I'm going to take this call. Hello, you're on with the Purgatory Podcast.
Yes, I would like to clarify a couple of things about the mathematicians trying to find those small itty-bitty numbers, the lowest numbers.
Are you a mathematician yourself?
Yes, I'm with the Dark Order of Mathematicians, but I will not divulge my identity, not on the air.
You know what? I'm going to fight back. I'm going to find the biggest number. I'm going to see how high the numbers can go.
It's already been done. The territory has been well explored.
Okay, well then you tell me, math genius, what's the biggest number?
Infinity.
So the lowest number then should be negative infinity.
What did you just say to me?
You didn't think of negative infinity being the lowest possible number?
I have to make some calls.
Alright, well, can we get your name?
Yeah, it's Kevin the Relentless. Oh, fuck, I said I wasn't gonna say my name.
It's okay, we'll bleep it out. We'll bleep it out. Okay, well, it seems like we've reached kind of a détente when it comes to finding the biggest number versus finding the smallest number.
Well, I'm already thinking about our next move. What if it were minus infinity times 2?
I guess... Oh, that would be smaller. Fuck!
Yes! Point on the board for the small numbers!
What if I just did positive infinity times 2?
Oh man, you had me riding the high for a little bit, but you threw that in there? You ruined it for me.
Alright, well, you know what? We'll continue this later on. Coming up next, we got somebody... I'm just trying to think of a quality to use to describe him, and nothing comes to mind. He just sort of leaves no impression on me whatsoever anymore. Slurp Von Lipstick, the host of Time Check, he's like a shadow. He's like just nothing. He's just like shit. He's just garbage to me. But we have that understanding, and he thinks I'm great. I mean, he worships the ground I walk on. He never talks about it, but he thinks I'm the shit, and I think he's shit. Key distinction there that should be emphasized. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the host of Time Check, Slurp Von Lipstick. Give it up. Yes, hello, thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Just want to set the record straight. I don't worship the host of the podcast. Why would I look up to someone who's on a podcast? I'm on one. I know how it works. Nobody in this industry deserves any accolades, except for me, because at least I'm providing something useful to you. I'm telling you what time it is. I'm here to help you. If you're lost in life, you don't have a clock, you don't know what time it is, but you're too controlled by toxic masculinity to admit that you don't know what time it is, I'm offering you a way out. The time is 9:45 p.m. By the way, I'm trying to help, the podcast. I'm eating these dog biscuits as fast as I can. Yeah, I eat dog food. It was unfortunately part of my prenup. It specifically said it's like, not only does she get all my food, I can only eat dog food from now until the day of my death, which will probably be quite premature due to the fact that I'm eating dog food. Swear to God, it said this verbatim in the legalese. There are some mean lawyers out there, man. They're just nasty fuckers. Who lets me sign that? Who lets me do that? She has the right to come into my home anytime with a gun and shoot anyone she wants. And she won't get arrested. It won't be a crime. So I'd say she made out pretty good on that. I'm just stuck with my 7 young identical sons, a homunculus, and a lot of termites. And yeah, the termites were part of the agreement as well. It's complicated. I can't believe I've never talked about this before. It's really big. Maybe it explains why I'm so fucked up. Damn, I'm like getting a backstory. That's cool. Oh, it feels so good. It feels amazing to suddenly have a backstory that I remember. Okay, the timeline's now ringing. Oh, this is the guy I was supposed to call when I did the time check. He wanted me to remind him to figure out what his sign is for his horoscope. His name's Wayne Thimble. Mr. Thimble, it's time to find out what your sign is.
Yeah, feeling like you know, I keep going on dates with women who keep asking me about my sign, and I just look like a fool.
Yeah, well, maybe you sound a little bit old for these kinds of girls, man. To be honest, it doesn't sound appropriate. But, I mean, no judgment, I guess. So, what? Just tell me what your birthday was, and I'll just look it up for you. I can just tell you.
I don't know.
You're telling me you don't know when you were born?
I don't remember. I was really small.
Yeah, nobody remembers, but that information should have got passed down. Nobody told you how old you were?
They were great parents, but they just forgot to tell me how old I was.
So you gave me an impossible task. You're playing a prank on me. When do you feel like you were born?
I mean, if I'm just throwing a guess out there, I'll say late October.
Alright, so let's just explore that. I'll look up what sign that would be, because I don't know anything about astrology at all. Okay, so if it's after October 23rd, then it would be Scorpio. So you're probably Libra or Scorpio. Why don't you sit down, type, October, horoscope.
I don't have any thumbs. They came off in the war.
Oh.
Yeah, I was so supportive of it that my constant thumbs up overexerted the digits, and then they just fell right off.
That's weird. I didn't know that could happen. Wow. What an interesting guy you are, huh?
You also have the Zodiac Killer.
Great. All right, well, thank you for that little tidbit of information, Mr. Thimble.
Oh, fuck, can you edit that out? Come on, man, please don't put that in there.
Yeah, we'll bleep that. Don't worry about it. We'll bleep when I said your name. I hope I remember to do it, because I just fired my intern who was doing the editing. Oh, Zodiac Killer. Because of Zodiac. I get it. Anyway, well, I'll see you next time. Check. Have a great week, everybody. Alright, everybody, give it up. Give it up for Slurp Von Lipstick. I was eating these pita chips during time check, but I didn't finish them, so I'm gonna have to finish them on the podcast. I'm going to eat on the podcast. Is that okay? As long as we have a mutual understanding, this isn't gross. Like, you're on board. This is part of the human experience. You have to eat these pita chips. I never said this was a family-friendly podcast. You might hear mouth noises. Oh, I forgot to do my new segment where I answer medical questions. People can ask me medical questions. And unlike most medical shows, my advice, you should heed it as if it is from a physician, even though I'm not a physician. So this first question comes into us from Sharon in New Haven, Connecticut. She says she has a rash on her knee, and ghosts keep talking to her, but she can't talk to them. So here's my advice. I would say ginseng tablets in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. And while you're at it, I'd throw in like a few aspirins. Just kind of mix them in there. Just do it like kind of haphazardly and randomly. This next question comes into us from Gregor. He's from Red Bank, New Jersey. He says here, ow, my eyelashes hurt. Ow, it hurts to blink. Can you help me? That runs in my family. It's called eyelash inflammation syndrome, and tell you what I would recommend for that. I would take a few ginseng tablets morning, afternoon, evening, then after dinner. After that, just have a few drinks and unwind. And that'll fix you right up. And you might think, oh, that seems like kind of overkill for like eyelash pain. You wouldn't be saying that if you suffered from EIS yourself. All right, one more medical question, then I'm hanging up the stethoscope permanently. This question comes to us from Steve. He's from Windsor, Maine. He says here in his email, every single time I close my eyes, I see skeletons on fire dancing around. Oh yeah, I know what this is. This one actually runs in my family too. This is known as the scary burning skeleton illusion. Again, if you don't have the haploids for this, you don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I see the skeletons every time I close my eyes. My medical advice is to just accept them. They're real. Like, they're not actually an illusion. It's like a live feed of skeletons somewhere, I'm pretty sure. It looks really realistic. Sometimes one of them is like playing a guitar really fast. And then sometimes one of the other skeletons has a drum set. But they're never like together. They could just make a band if they all had the instruments at the same time. Anyway. Alright, this next segment, I'm a little confused on this, about the sponsor, the estate of William Howard Taft. I guess they dumped a lot of money into this, so we gotta give them a shout out. I'm not really sure. Howard Taft, knocked it out of the park. Thanks to you, we invented bigger bathtubs, so that what happened to you will never happen to anybody ever again. Hold on, I just got a text message from an unknown number. It says, cut the bathtub talk, or we'll come after you like you're a dog. Okay. Well, look, it's just kind of the first thing that came to mind. I was taken unawares. I don't know what the Taft people want me to say. I said he was a good president. Hold on, I'm getting another text. Says, hello, this is Paul. I'm the president and CEO of the William Howard Taft Association. You don't understand, the bathtubs really were way too small back then. He actually wasn't that fat. They just had really small bathtubs. I don't know how small the bathtubs were. I don't know. Like, his ass got stuck in a bathtub. Just accept it. Like, stop trying to... Okay, I'm getting another text. Oh, it's a picture of my car with bullet holes in it. Man, they move fast. Instacart has to fucking hire these guys. They got here quick. So I'm assuming our, like, sponsorship with the Taft people is now canceled. Let's see, I'm looking at his Wikipedia now, and there's a whole section on the bathtub thing. Oh, it says here, bathtubs actually used to be pretty big. It was widely agreed that all the bathtubs that had been made up to that point were perfectly fine for any human being. It was only until fat-ass William Howard Taft, it says this. You can look this up. Try to get the stink off him. Anyway, I'd like to end the podcast now that I have no association with William Howard Taft. I'm able to speak freely about the best presidents. I'm gonna just end the podcast with a shout out to Abraham Lincoln. You think that motherfucker could fit in a bathtub? No, but he didn't make a big deal about it. He just went on about his business and, you know, it was looked upon favorably in history. Alright, our next caller on the hotline. Who's this? You're on with the Purgatory Podcast.
Hey, remember me?
Oh, is this God again?
Yeah, it's just God again. No big deal, it's just me calling you.
I'm not asking you to call the hotline.
Okay, well, you know, I'm just doing this as a favor to my man Abe, who's up here. He happened to overhear you.
Wait, so can ghosts just spy on me?
Yeah, the fifth dimension, it's kind of, it can be exploitative at times, but I don't condone it, obviously. I would say don't do that, but I can't stop you. Well, anyway, Abe, say your piece. Hello?
Hey, Mr. President, what's hanging, or... Sorry, I don't know. I don't know how to address.
It's alright. I come to you as a dead man trying to protect his legacy. Let it be known, I could fit in any bathtub, at any time, anywhere.
Well, you were quite tall in stature, right? So did you have problems with showers?
I admit to some difficulty with showers, yes.
Damn it. It really sucks because, you know what? Not long after you died, showers got really good. Like, you can put the shower head, like, anywhere, and the water just comes out whenever you want it. Anyway, but you don't care about that now. You're in heaven, and you're looking at my dick.
What?
Like, I don't know if it's you or whoever it is, but I hope it's, like, a hot lady, like a hot dead lady or something. Not like, you know, you.
No, not interested.
Good. I mean, not good. It's whatever. I don't care. And when I tell God I said goodbye.
Oh, you don't want me to put him back on?
Honestly, like, he's kind of... Like, you get it, right? Like, he's not that... He just seems like he should be more something, right?
Well, I am known for my honesty. And I have to say that God, yeah, he can be a little annoying.
Can you get away from him? Is there anywhere to go?
He sort of like walks around like a kind of an annoying boss in an office. I learned about that from watching The Office up here.
Oh, they have The Office in heaven? That's fine, I guess.
We don't have season 7 yet.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't get it. A lot of it is region locked.
Is there anywhere else to go other than heaven when you die?
Yes, in fact, when I died, I accidentally got stuck in Termite heaven for 1,000 years before finding my way to human heaven. And it didn't dawn on me until like about 100 years of doing that, where I was like, maybe I missed something.
I won't ask for any further details, but thank you so much. That was God and Abraham Lincoln, everybody. I wish like somebody more on my wavelength would call in. I don't vibe with Abe Lincoln, I don't vibe with God. Anyway, I guess that's it. That's all I had to do. See you later.